National Signing Day just wrapped up. The ink has just dried on the final NLIs. And that then begs the question of those individuals that signed during the early period or signed yesterday, who's going to be the names to know? Who are going to be your true freshmen that have an instant impact as soon as they get onto campus? I got a couple of them I want to talk about with you, and these are names that you're going to need to know. Names that are going to flash across the ticker on Saturdays. So without further ado, the first guy that I'm watching here, Peyton Bowen. Safety at Oklahoma. He's already enrolled, had a wild recruitment. He was committed to Notre Dame for a long time, put on the Oregon hat on signing day, and then eventually ended up inking with the Oklahoma Sooners. The reason why he's going to be a big impact guy, he's versatile. Let's back it up for a second. Whenever you get to a new job, how do you have success? How do you make an impact? You do a lot of things, and you get there early. Peyton Bowen is already there. He's enrolled, and he does everything. From returning kicks to playing defense. He's a really instinctual player. That means he's got the stuff that you just can't teach. And he played great competition in high school. He's not going to be overwhelmed by the speed of the game as much as maybe some of the other freshmen in his class will. But Peyton Bowen, his versatility, you're not going to be able to keep him off the field. Charles Power, director of scouting and ranks for us here at On3, said just of any cycle, Peyton Bowen, likely one of the best kickoff returners in the entire country. So his versatility, being able to do a lot of things, you can plug and play him anywhere. Keep an eye on Peyton Bowen. He's going to make an impact at some point this season for Oklahoma. I feel very confident in saying that. If you're not yet subscribed, we would love to have you a part of this. Y'all have built a tremendous community here in a very short amount of time, and we would love to keep building that. So if you have not yet subscribed, it does us a huge favor. It helps us do more of what you ultimately would like to see. Also, follow me on the socials, channels at Jody Piquel on Twitter as well as on Instagram. Dante Moore, quarterback, headed to UCLA. Now, he actually flipped from Oregon, was committed to Oregon in the summer, ended up flipping his commitment pretty close to signing day. Said, no, I want to go with Chip Kelly. He's a 5-star plus kind of player, quick release, quarterback-friendly system, and that's where I really want to focus in. For freshman quarterbacks, the concern with them playing early revolves around two things, essentially. The first is tools. Are they physically developed enough? Do they have what it takes right now, aside from a red shirt, being able to play? The second thing is the speed of the game. Even more so the speed and the scheme of these different defenses. Are they going to be able to process the language of these college football defenses? Because it's very, very different than the high school level. You're not seeing as much man. You're not seeing as much too high. You're seeing 3-3-5s. You're seeing more exotic blitzes. It's just a different, more complex language to try and understand as you're a quarterback. Now, from a tools perspective, Dante Moore's got it, man. 6'2", quick, natural release, extremely accurate. Charles Power was really impressed with him when he saw him at the All-American Bowl. He's a guy that just checks those boxes when you see him in person. So then you move your focus to the next question of, okay, well, how is he going to do processing a college defense? Because like we said, the college defenses are like trying to understand a different language. The reason why I think he's going to be solid early is because this offense for Chip Kelly is like having a really good translator in terms of understanding these defenses. Like they're going to run the football really effectively. They're going to play with tempo. They're going to use a lot of motions, and it's going to make for a lot of, one, wide open receivers, and then two, that tempo and that run game is going to cause for a simple picture. So he's going to have a good feel for what he's looking at because of the kind of offense they run. This quarterback system for Chip Kelly, very, very quarterback friendly. The offensive system, rather, very, very quarterback friendly. And Dante Moore, he wants to play early, man. That was a big part of his recruitment. One of the reasons why he flipped from Oregon was because Bo Nix said he wanted to come back to Oregon. So he says, okay, well, I want to play as a freshman, and I'm not going to do it in Eugene. I'm not going to do it behind Bo Nix. Goes to UCLA, and I think he's going to have a lot of success. The plan is to play early for him, and I think that he's going to be able to do that for reasons I just mentioned. Another player I'm really high on, Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, already enrolled at USC, another 5-star plus kind of player. To me, Zachariah Branch is a lot like McDonald's. Like, he would just be good anywhere. You go try McDonald's in Southern California, it's the same as it is in Atlanta, Georgia, the same as it is in another country. McDonald's is consistent. It's good anywhere. That's same with Zachariah Branch. He's going to USC. Fortunately for the Trojans, he would have been good anywhere. He would have been great in Florida. He would have been great at Alabama. He would have been great at Oklahoma. His game will translate anywhere. Charles Power, Director of Scouting and Rankings, again, hitting the nail on the head. One of the most can't-miss prospects of this 2023 cycle. Very, very high floor for Zachariah Branch. And he brings a ton to the table from a skill set perspective. He's like your prototypical slot receiver, helps you a lot in the punt return game, as you're seeing right now. He's a guy that's just lightning in a bottle, electric playmaker. His speed, his route running ability, his explosiveness, it all translates to the next level very, very seamlessly, which is saying something. He tore it up at the All-Star games, was the MVP of the Under Armour All-American game, had a long touchdown in the Polynesian Bowl. Like, he is a guy that has torn it up at every stop he's been at. Played against great competition at Bishop Gorman, and he's going to thrive at USC because he's going to have a quarterback to get him the ball, first of all, in Caleb Williams. Second of all, for how many receivers they play at USC, he's going to get some reps. He's going to, at the very least, get rotated in if he's not starting early on. And then to take it a step further in the return game, he's going to see action. So, like I said, Zachariah Branch, he's good anywhere. He would have been good anywhere. Fortunately for the Trojans, they got him coming to USC, and he is going to be a baller next year. Zachariah Branch, a name to know. Top 5 prospect for us here at On 3. Absolute dog. Last one I want to tell you about, Caleb Downs, the safety headed to Alabama. The best way I can say this for Caleb Downs and why he's going to be successful as a freshman is opportunity to play. Yes, Alabama's still sort of figuring some things out in the secondary, and they don't have a ton stacked up at free safety. Some people are even predicting Caleb Downs to start day one at Alabama. It's the opportunity to play mixed with the reality that Caleb Downs, he's an overachiever. Just the way it is, Caleb Downs is an overachiever. And also, he comes from a family of overachievers. That's in his DNA. His dad played in the league. His brother, Josh Downs, going to be a high draft pick. Receiver at North Carolina. His sister played 4 years of college soccer at Kennesaw State. It's who he is. It's ingrained into his DNA. Caleb Downs is an overachiever. Graduated high school early. He's already enrolled at Alabama. Very cerebral, picks up the defense really, really quick. There's stories about him even challenging his high school coaches in a positive way in terms of, hey, why are we running this? I want to understand this. I want to understand this scheme. I want to understand why we have this going on in the secondary. Like, he's very inquisitive. He wants to understand. He's a football junkie. And you pair a football junkie, overachiever, with Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa, mix it all together with the opportunity to play. Caleb Downs is a name you're going to need to know come this fall in Tuscaloosa. I promise you, he's going to play, whether it's early as a starter or whether it's halfway through the year and he starts turning heads with making plays on the football. Caleb Downs is a baller. So you got Peyton Bowen, safety at Oklahoma. Does a lot of things. The more ways that you can help my program, the better chance you have to contribute on the field. Peyton Bowen will see the field early. We'll see the field often. Dante Moore going to UCLA is a big reason why he's headed to Westwood. He's got the tools. He's got a great translator with Chip Kelly to translate these college defenses and allow him to be successful early. Zachariah Branch. It's like McDonald's, man. Doesn't matter where you get it. He's good anywhere. He would have been good anywhere. He's going to help USC. He's going to play early. He's going to be a stick of dynamite for the USC Trojans. Caleb Downs, I'm telling you, man, he's an overachiever. It's who he is. Caleb Downs is an overachiever, and he will overachieve early for Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. So those are the freshmen you need to know about. No red shirt in these guys, all right? You can take that red shirt, put it in someone else's locker. Doesn't belong to these guys. They're going to play, and they're going to star in their freshman season, first year on campus. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.